which it claims is India's quickest hyper-sport scooter. I'm going to go to our guests one by one. Let me go across to Gaurav Gupta first. Gaurav, a big launch by TVS. You've got the new NTORQ, which has hit the market. How do you see this coinciding with the news of GST reduction from 28 to 18% for two-wheelers?
Well, thank you, Parikshit. It's a special day for us. The NTORQ 150, brings in our racing DNA and racing heritage into the performance. And rightly said, it is the quickest scooter that is there in India, going up to 0 to 60 in about 6.3 seconds. I also want to take the opportunity to talk about what it brings as a great package in terms of, fantastic styling, which is built by the stealth aircrafts. It's got an arrowhead front. It builds in, motorcycle-inspired handlebars. It's got a, telescopic headlight. It's got a specialty rear lamp as well. Great performance in terms of, I talked about the speed, but it also brings in, higher technology levels in terms of it's got, TCS, it's got traction control, it's got ABS, it's got a cluster which has got 50 plus connected features. So overall, a perfect hyper scooter overall. And to answer your question, it is a special day for everyone, I would say, across the country today. The Bonanza, the gift of the government of India is really, really applauded and we respect it. And exciting times, and especially for us, a new launch as well as a new terrain going forward.
Right. Gaurav, now coming specifically to the question of GST, what is the kind of price reduction you're looking at across your portfolio? By when do you expect to announce any price changes, if any, that you decide?
I think, let me put it this way, that the entire big step of the government of India is really, really encouraging. This will really boost growth. It will empower a higher buying power in the hands of the middle-class customers in the country. And more importantly, will accelerate the journey towards Viksit Bharat, the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister to 2047. And in line with that, whatever has been outlined by the GST Council, we will, of course, follow the same guidelines and take it forward to our customers. The effective date is September 22nd, and we will follow the same as well.
All right. So you will follow 22nd September, which is a Navratri date for any new prices that may kick in. Let me now get in CS Vigneshwar on a very important issue. Gaurav, I'll request you to stay with us. Mr. Vigneshwar, now, on the issue of compensation cess, this is going to be an important one for automotive dealers, especially those at the top-end segment. Is there any appeal that has gone out from FADA to the government? And could you just explain us the problem that some of the automotive dealers are facing? You're on mute, sir.
Yes, thanks for having us over. I really appreciate it. The issue of compensation cess is something which is very important, and we probably need to look into it. We are writing to the government as we speak, and we are seeking clarity there, because compensation cess at the end of the day was supposed to be paid by the end user, and we are in the middle of the channel and we can't bear the brunt. So as you mentioned before, the compensation cess, roughly, it's upwards of 2,500 crores right now with dealers. And honestly speaking, we can't afford it. Our business is a wafer-thin margin business, as probably even Gaurav notes. And we really can't afford these huge cesses, especially on large vehicles, if they're charged on dealers. So the government needs to look into ways in which this can be mitigated, and we need to move on. Because this new GST regime is fantastic. It's great for the medium term and the long term in terms of the aspiration customer being able to afford vehicles. And we also been having a lot of headwind in the entry-level two-wheeler, four-wheeler segments. And with this price reduction, I think it brings the vehicles closer to a customer owning them. But the compensation cess at dealerships is huge. It needs to be mitigated by the government.
Right. So if we understand correctly, you've already paid GST for your inventory, for every car, every scooter that you have bought from your OEM. And on top of that, state-level cess or segment-level cess that was also applicable. And now, if you don't sell these vehicles that are already there in your inventory till the 22nd of September to the customer, you will not be able to retrieve and get back the cess amount.
Absolutely, you're right. In case we're not able to get the cess amount after the 22nd, the government has to find a way wherein which we can be credited this amount, because it's going to be quite catastrophic for dealers. And when we're starting off a new journey, especially with this milestone GST reform, I don't think we can start off with a limp. We need to get off the blocks running. And but this success, if not compensated at the dealer point after the 22nd, would be a sandbag on our shoulders.
Right. And could you give us a sense of whether you're looking to make a representation to the government? Have you already sent a representation to the finance ministry?
We'll be sending a representation by end of day. We're working on that.
All right. So FADA, they're saying they will be sending a representation to the government to resolve this compensation cess issue. Let me now go back to Gaurav at this stage. Gaurav, two questions. One, can OEMs and dealers find a way out? Because compensation cess, as they're pegging it, of around 2,500 crores is not a small amount. This is going to cause a lot of burden on dealers across the country. Can OEMs and dealers find a way out around this?
I would say, Parikshit, this would need to be studied, and the implications have to be understood better, depending on the category and the kind of scale and size where it has impacted. And I'm sure that, the respective authorities will come together to find the right solution and then take it forward. But at this point in time, to give a clear direction on what this is will be difficult. But I'm very optimistic that the affected parties, the stakeholders will come together to resolve this.
Gaurav, now just to ask you about the kind of immediate uptick you're expecting in the two-wheeler segment, especially the entry-level commuter segment, which had seen subdued demand. Could you give us a sense, a ballpark figure that you're expecting an uptick in the festive season and also for the full year fiscal?
No, I would say, Parikshit, we were looking forward to the festive season because, the macro fundamentals were supportive. The monsoons were encouraging, the reservoirs have good water storage, the repo rates were all supporting the momentum. And this special Diwali gift will really accelerate the entire growth, and more importantly, bring in and make two-wheelers more accessible. At the same time, also help people upgrade their choices. So overall, it is definitely the right direction. I would say that more than numbers, I think the entire momentum, the euphoria, it will not just be a great Diwali, it will possibly be the best Diwali ever, as well as a continued Diwali is what I feel will be there for the industry. And I'm looking forward to it. Our industry is looking forward to this. And I'm sure all the consumers in the country as well are looking forward to this. So really, in all ways, is the right step forward. Simplification, encouraging growth, and boosting demand.
All right. So continued Diwali is what you're saying, and hopefully there will be a resolution to some of the concerns that Federation of Automobile Dealers, especially Mr. Vigneshwar, their president, has also made. We leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. That's a wrap on this edition of GST Centimeter, but don't go anywhere. Our special coverage continues on the other side.